Hello and welcome, Dragon Warrior Randomizer fans, to this inaugural match of the brackets part of the summer tournament here in 2024 between Ines Cardinality and Ladab. Should be a great one. Some background on our runners here. Ines Cardi goes 6-0 in his groups, Ladab 4-2. Ines Cardinality is a very long time Dragon Warrior NES speedrunner, has now had the NES No RNG Manip world record for over 8 years, while Ladab himself is no slouch, is the former Dragon Quest on Switch 80% world record holder. This is Ladab's third standard tourney. He's improved just a little bit every year, from 3 wins to 4 wins, and again 4 wins this year, making it back to brackets. Meanwhile, Ines Cardinality is his 9th straight summer tourney, been in all of them, and the only other person we can talk about in that regard is Jay Coper and Zarnax. They've also managed to do all of them. Ladab has also made it to the Winter League quarterfinals. He did last year, and in the playoffs last year in the standard tournament here, he barely lost to Nim. I should say narrowly lost, not barely lost. Narrowly lost to Niminva, and if he had won that race, he would have faced off against Ines Cardinality. So we have that sort of excitement to look forward to. Nescar himself has made brackets, or whatever equivalent we've had of it, every year. He has finished, amongst other finishes, in 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place, and 3 times in 2nd place. So both have a lot on the line here in this race. Is Ladab going to join the list of people who have knocked Nescar out of the tournament, or is Nescar going to start his own march here towards possibly getting his first title? But we are underway with 4 strength and the sleep spell and not a whole else, but looks like we get wings. So, and double wings. Wow. A real Red Bull start here, and we're going to get to save that key by just warping right out here, and we'll see how quickly they could check back. With 4 strength, they might be encouraged to, but we got a town right off the bat, and it is Cantlin, which Nescar immediately rejects, which is, he's going to check. He wants to see what's in the treasury before he makes any decisions here, I think, which makes sense. You got Cantlin, you probably don't even really need to check the shops. You could get some really good stuff. Ladab, on the other hand, runs into a ghost, realizes he can't do damage to it, attempts to swing, gets slept and weak-breathed, and manages to run away. So we'll see what he decides to do, if he decides to sell the wings, because that's the thing that would make the most sense right now. Meanwhile, Nescar does use his key, checks the treasury. We see 1 herb, we see 1 magic key, so he gets to keep the key. This check is free. And fairy water, that fairy water might be the most interesting thing you find in here. Yeah, sure, he finds the silver heart, but that fairy water does mean he has more or less an instant kill on one of these Zone 0 enemies. Now, of course, instant kill if he doesn't get slept and weak-breathed by a ghost, which is what happened. But meanwhile, Ladab sold the wings to buy torches, and kicks out a ghost with 1. Let's see if he gets this one. Yep, there he goes, back with the sleep. But the very wise torch purchase. Obviously, there's some stuff in the treasury here that's going to be useful too. And well, it don't matter. Ladab survives. He throws another torch, takes out the ghost, and has got to level 2. What do we got level 2 here? 1 power, 1 speed, 5 hit points, 6 magic points. That's what we call pretty useless level 2. But 1 strength, no, there's no real apologizing for it. That's just bad. And we see them both taking out a ghost. Did Nescar throw the fairy water at it? So I think he did. He took that one out. And there goes the other fairy water to get himself level 2. He knows he can get more. And Ladab, also with that same thought in mind, comes back in to the same merchant to buy a few more torches. He can buy 4 if he really wants to. And keep working on this. So very interesting that we've had very similar, but just very specifically different strats so far. And now it looks like Nescar himself is visiting the shop, going to sell something. No, he's just going to buy a couple of torches. Yeah, so he's got the same candle strats in mind, and it seems like the only enemy we can find is the ghost. Is there any other enemy in Zone 0 but the ghost? Yeah, the torches are definitely the more economical version of this if you're going to buy things. Ladab now hitting level 3 with the 3, 4, 1, 0. Repel and hurt more. Okay, so the seed is now completely jailbroke. As soon as we can find something interesting to hurt more, the doors will open up, and Ladab finds maybe one of the most least interesting things to hurt more in a poltergeist, but that will get him to level 4. Level 4 comes with 5 power, 1 speed, 3 hit points, 6 magic points, and the spell of return. So Nescarnality himself sees hurt more, but not in the way that he would like. Those red slimes are a little spicy. Meanwhile, Ladab does find a Metal Scorpion. Excellent fight early on, and a good use of that hurt more spell. Now, one more reasonable enemy away from the level. However, the Druid is not reasonable, at least by my definition, and he'll be just a little bit short. We'll see if he pushes. At this point, when you're almost dead, it's usually just a good idea to die and get the reset, but when there's that key in the mix, it might give you some idea, some desires. And oh, hey, look, the poltergeist has sleep. Of course, now we got 2 ghosts with sleep. We'll get to see if the Spectre makes it a trifecta later. Also, congratulations to whoever is the new bit boss in Nescarnality's channel. Saw that in the corner. He's now hitting level 3 himself, and he sees hurt more. And Nescar is immediately out of that absolutely awful Zone 0. Gonna find some desert, gonna see what he can find, hopefully get some decent enemy. Ladab throwing a torch at the ghost to get level 5 with hurt more is great. And we see level 5 is 9, 6, 5, 7. Decent amount of stuff. Right now, you're really looking for hit points and magic points, so not a bad level. Nescarnelli is pushing out to the west, though, and does see a town. He also sees a Rogue Scorpion, which is an excellent hurt more target if you can survive the ambush, which he does. That was actually a pretty low roll, all things considered. Rogue Scorpions can be a real pain early on. This shoots him up to level 5. It's basically equalized the experience gap already on Ladab, and he's going to make a push to see what this town is, which we'll all see here in just a moment. And it's Breckenary, which is not the... well... you're not complaining. So you get the small shield, that's a little bit of defense there. We'll see if he's going to buy the clothes. Yes, now he is wearing clothes. Hide thy shame. Descendant of Erdrick, and doesn't visit the inn. A little surprised, but especially since it's so cheap, everyone loves that cheap inn. Meanwhile, Ladab has been grinding nearby and finds that Metal Scorpion, takes it down, gets the level. 1 power, 3 agility, 6 hit points, and 3 magic points. He's using return. I think he's going to try to... yeah, he's got the key money. He wants to make sure that he survives to buy it, so... meanwhile, Nescar did try to engage with the Star Wyvern, but met an untimely end, thanks Shahali. So now Nescar's going to peek around the north. I think he's going to want to push a little bit, probably waiting to see if the game tells him no. Ladab's going to check the treasury here and find the loose key. This will give him a total of 2 keys in his wallet that he'll just have. Nescar, 1 key. He'll still have, is it 2 keys? 2 keys. Yeah, he bought 2. So he'll still have 2 keys. He gets his own harp. Nescar does see the north end of the world up here. If someone were so inclined, they could possibly set up a reverse count off of that, but I don't think either of our runners here are that sort of have that sort of inclination, especially when it's not super obvious. Oh, when we see an Axe Knight, it's a great fight, but Ladab, the basement has swamp. If that Axe Knight is on that spike tile, we might see a lot of fun here, a lot of not going anywhere. And we have a Golem, which is just about the worst possible enemy you could get in this situation. So that's not going to happen. But hey, both of our runners have now learned that the Golem has hurt more. The game is treating everyone fairly. That's what's important. Or equally, maybe not fairly. I don't know. So we'll see. At some point, someone will check the treasury there in Cantlin. I might even check the shops. It's actually, I wouldn't say it's surprising that neither has, but that has not been a priority just yet. The priority right now is experience via Hurtmore. That Droll just got Hurtmored. This Droll just got Hurtmored. All of the Drolls are getting Hurtmored. There are no Drolls left. They have all been Hurtmored. They're all gone. Don't ask. They're gone. They will never reappear in the seed. And it looks like, did Neskar get the double hurt? No, he didn't. Oh, it has heal. Well, heal's actually fine. You weren't going to swing on that sucker anyway. So double hurt more works. He doesn't get killed on the second hit, and he gets the 105. And level 7 now, Neskar with the experience lead. And level 7 brings 1 power, 12 agility, 1 hit point, 2 magic points. The spells of heal, hurt, and radiant. The trifecta of early game. I guess, you know, heal's pretty useful right now, because you don't have heal more, so. Ladab, however, does go home, gets a max roll hurt more, as reported by Beta Kappa Omega Strep in chat. It's a red slime. You know, don't fight the red slime. You know, those guys are bad. And Neskar taking out a werewolf. Again, that was kind of tight, but he got it. He is closing in on level 8 very quickly here. Possibly just one good fight away. Yeah, that's the Druid is not the good fight. Get rid of that guy. But this Axe Knight could do it, would do it. And because he used those herbs, he has plenty of MP to cast Hurtmore one more time. Succeeds, takes it down, 130 experience, and now we see level 8 on Nest Cardinality's side. And that brings 2 power, 3 agility, 24 hit points, 12 magic points, and the spell of outside. Always good to see that early. We're seeing a little bit of an experience gap. It looks like Neskar found a pretty solid zone to be in. Ladab's got some ground to make up, but he gets away from the Sleepy Knight, takes the Hurtmore there, and he will get his own level 7. Again, with Hurtmore, these levels will come pretty quickly at this point. Even the experience gap is almost double, but that's also 2 to 3 fights, so it's hard to say a whole lot about it. Stu pointed out by Bob Pineapple in chat, the strength stat is a little bit lagging. Really, the only stat at 8 that is particularly interesting is HP. I guess, you know, actually everything's fine except for strength. You don't really expect to have a whole lot more than that at level 8. And we're just talking about the how easy it is to come back. Ladab, he gets Hurtmored by the Star Wyvern. Shoot. So he almost had level 8 right there, but the jerk bird living up to its name. And one more Axe Knight down for Nest Cardinality, and he's swinging level 9 now. He's still pushing out as well. This level comes with 2 power, 7 agility, 9 hit points, 9 magic points, and heal more. Yeah, that's gonna feel pretty comfortable to walk around. 49 agility isn't everything. You're pretty much still a sitting duck to to red dragons. Armor knights you should be able to take out unless you get ambushed. So, not terrible stats for exploring, and that is what he has in his mind to do. Hurtmoring the Warlock to get rid of that, which again is kind of required. At level 9 you would kind of hope to swing through these things, but there's still not a lot. And he might just be anticipating taking a death before too long here. But one of the things that separates Neskar from other runners is the ability to find the borders, to fill the exploration, and not have to die early and come back through everything he's seeing. And he's clearing a lot of map right now. Yeah, Ladab has found this little desert area that Neskar was in for a bit, just north of Breckenary. Has he been in? Yeah, I think he peeked in and left, because that's the typical reaction. We do have metal slimes on both screens, and Ladab just crits one for the full 255. Neskar also getting one, except the more traditional way, although maybe the crit is the traditional way. So there we go, the game treating both of our players equally. Here you go. You get a metal slime, you get a metal slime, and you get and Armor Knight with DL2 Breath. That's not something you want to see. That is a heavy note for later. Armor Knight is the devil. So we'll have to keep that in mind. That could come up later. Now with the extra money, even after the Death Nest cart, is going to go ahead and max out his keys. Probably check the basement, probably check the Swamp Spike, and probably be disappointed. It is a little bit funny. We're at level 9 here. We got every spell except for Stop Spell, which is the one spell that would theoretically make a Golem, at least the way it's looking so far, a reasonable fight. Obviously, 28 AP is not going to make the Golem a reasonable fight, but can. And